You ever stop and wonder what really makes a great school, well, great? It's definitely not just about shiny new buildings or top test scores. Nope, it's a carefully, deliberately constructed ecosystem. So, let's get into it. We're going to deconstruct the actual blueprint for building a better school, right from the ground up.
So what is that blueprint? Honestly, you should think of it like building a house. You can't just toss a pile of bricks and wood together and hope it turns into something livable. You need a solid plan, right? A strong foundation, and a really clear vision of what you want the final thing to look like. It's the same with education. Excellence isn't an accident, it's engineered. And here's the plan we're going to follow. You can picture it as a pyramid of excellence. We're going to start at the very bottom with supporting people. Then, we'll build on that with the systems, the framework. After that, we need the engine to drive improvement. And finally, we get to the top, the whole point of the pyramid, creating a child-friendly school. Every single layer is crucial. It has to be there to support the one on top of it.
All right, let's start with that foundation, the people. Because before you can even think about policies or fancy new programs, you have to have a staff that feels supported, motivated, and ready to go. They are the absolute bedrock of the entire operation.
And you'll notice these pillars of support are super practical. This is way more than just a pat on the back. We're talking about tangible investments, funding ongoing professional development, setting up real mentorship programs, and, this one's huge, actively managing workloads so people don't burn out. Things like clear communication and genuine recognition, well, that's kind of the glue that holds it all together.
But it goes even deeper than that. It's about creating a sense of purpose and stability. Your staff needs to see exactly how their day-to-day work connects to the school's bigger mission. And, it's a delicate balance. You've got to have consistent, fair policies for stability. But at the same time, you've got to give your teachers the autonomy and the resources they need to be creative in their own classrooms.
And look, we absolutely have to talk about mental health hygiene. This is not some fluffy extra, okay? It is mission critical. A teacher who is totally stressed out and overwhelmed just cannot create a calm, productive learning space. So encouraging work-life balance and giving them access to real resources, that's not just good for the staff, it's essential for the students.
In this quote, it just nails the entire point of this foundational layer. Everything we just talked about, the training, the clear communication, the mental health support, it all creates this amazing ripple effect. When you invest in your teachers, you are directly investing in every single student they interact with. It's that simple.
Okay, let's climb up to the next layer of our pyramid. Once you have a supported staff, you absolutely need a fair and transparent framework for things like hiring and promotions. This is all about building the systems that make sure the right people are in the right roles purely based on merit.
So, how do you make hiring fair? You do it with a really structured process, like this one. Applications go to a central office, a committee evaluates and ranks them, and then, and this is so important, the results are posted for everyone to see. That level of transparency is absolutely key to building trust in the whole system. Then, the best folks get appointed when jobs open up.
So how do they get ranked? Well, it's a points-based system that really looks at the whole candidate. You can see there are points for the usual stuff, like education and teaching experience, and of course for their licensure exam rating. But check this out. Credentials aren't everything. Practical skills, like how well they do in a demonstration lesson, and their communication skills, they carry just as much weight. This makes sure the person isn't just good on paper, but can actually, run a classroom.
Now, promoting somebody into a leadership role, that's a whole different ballgame from hiring a brand new teacher. The focus completely shifts. When you're hiring, you're looking for competence and potential. But for a promotion, you're looking at proven performance and real-world experience. The goal isn't just quality instruction anymore. It's about enhancing the entire school's leadership.
And you can see that shift crystal clear right here. Just look at the weight given to performance, a massive 45 points based on the last 3 years. That heavy focus makes sure that school leaders aren't just managers. They are proven educators who know what success actually looks like in the classroom. The big takeaway here is that leadership positions are earned through a consistent, proven track record.
Okay, so we've got supported people and we've got fair systems. But a truly great school doesn't just sit there and maintain the status quo. It needs an engine, something that drives constant improvement. This layer is all about shifting from just keeping things running to building real, unstoppable momentum.
The concept that powers this engine is called school-based management, or SBM. And really, in simple terms, it's all about decentralization.
Instead of decisions coming from way up high, the power is given to the individual school, to the people who are on the ground every day and actually know the students and the community. This lets the school be way more responsive and agile.
But this autonomy isn't a total free-for-all. To make sure it really works, SBM is guided by these 4 key principles. You need strong leadership, a curriculum that fits your students, accountability for your results, and smart management of your resources. Think of them like a compass, making sure that all that local control is actually leading to better outcomes for kids.
And the main tool to put SBM into practice is the School Improvement Plan, or SIP. This is basically a 3-year roadmap that the school community builds together. It all starts with a really honest look at the school's strengths and weaknesses, then you set some clear goals, map out a strategy, and, critically, you build in a process for checking in and adjusting as you go.
At the very heart of this improvement engine is a really simple but incredibly powerful idea: the plan, do, check, act cycle. It's a constant loop. You plan an improvement, you do it, you check to see if it actually worked, and then you act on what you learned. This cycle is what turns improvement from some one-time project into a continuous, everyday habit.
All right, we have built our pyramid from the ground up. We have supported people, we have fair systems, and we have an engine that's driving improvement. But what's it all for? Now we get to the very top, the apex, the ultimate goal of this whole structure.
The goal is to create a child-friendly school, and this is so much bigger than just good grades. It means a school that's truly inclusive, where every single child is welcomed, no matter their background. A place that is safe, not just physically, but emotionally and psychologically. Because a kid who feels threatened just can't learn. It's child-centered, moving away from boring lectures to active hands-on learning. It's healthy, because a well-fed mind needs a well-fed body. And it's participatory and collaborative, giving students a real voice and making families in the community true partners in their education.
So here's the bottom line. You don't just snap your fingers and declare a school child-friendly. You have to build it, piece by piece. Every single layer of that pyramid we just talked about is a non-negotiable step. The supported teachers who create those safe classrooms, the fair systems that put great educators in place, the empowered community driving improvement. They are all the essential building blocks that lead to this one vital goal.
So as we've seen, building a better school isn't magic. It's a deliberate, methodical process. Excellence is never, ever an accident. And that kind of leaves us with one final thought to chew on. How is your community building its school?